Hey everybody, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Stephanie. I will be doing a crystal card and an oracle card reading for the week of November 4th through November 10th. The time is just getting away from me. So November 4th through the 10th, we do have a new moon in there, I believe on the 7th. So I have a new moon energy healing listing. It's sort of an automatic download on Etsy. That'll be half price this week. And then I'm going to be releasing a new spread using this deck, which I have never used before. It's called the Cosmic Readings Cards. I found it at a bookstore in Portland. I have not seen it online. So I'm going to use that for our reading here this week. And then if you want something more in depth or if the cards resonate with you, I'm going to have a 5-card spread listed, which is a pretty long spread for me. I tend to stick to the shorter ones that get straight to the point. So I'll do a 5-card with this one just because I really found it. I've used it a couple times on readings for myself and for some family members, and it is really a nice reading. So the first card is what's on your mind right now, your current situation. The second card is your past influences. The third card is your present and how the dominant card, this card, is affecting you presently. And then card 4 is what you need to heal to move forward. Card 5 is the future card and where you're going should you continue on your path. So potential future. So it's just a really neat spread that's been working really well for me. So that will be in my Etsy shop. I'll make it live this week and it'll be 50% off too. So the new moon reading and the cosmic reading cards reading. So watch for those if you're interested. I will get started with this week's reading, and I'm going to start with the crystal card, and it is crystal deck number 4. I'm just asking again what the energy is that we can work with, or the energy is that will support us in the form of a crystal for this week of November 4th through the 10th, 2018. The one that pops out is Blue Jade, which is making me smile already, and I'll show you why as soon as I get these put away. Recently we've been having these really, where the cards sort of match the color-wise, they are very complementary. The cards that come out of the crystal card decks and whatever deck I'm using for the oracle cards. So just already it's Blue Jade, which really matches that. And I have to tell you, have one other deck sitting here that I'm using for a reading for someone later today, and it is also blue. So just on the surface, that's telling me we're going to have a lot of throat chakra stuff come up this week. We're going to have a lot of maybe communication stuff. I don't want to say issues because it can be, beneficial. But just stuff is what I'm feeling on the surface. This week's going to be about communication and throat chakra. So Blue Jade's 3 keywords are harmony, serenity, and clarity. So bringing clarity to your communication is what I'm getting. And then the chakras that it resonates most strongly with are the throat, third eye, and crown. And then the mantra that you can work with this week is I am pleased with the steady progress of my spiritual growth. So new moon energy, and again, I believe that's on the 7th, which would be Wednesday. New moon energy is most strongly associated with manifestation. But anytime you're bringing something in, there's always something kind of going out. It's an ebb and flow. So, what have you released lately? What are you bringing in now? This is going to help bring some clarity to it, but I still am feeling that it's going to have a lot to do with communication and speaking with others and communicating in a very peaceful way that really gets your point across. Sometimes staying calm, even when you're feeling really frustrated, if you can stay calm and speak your truth in a way that's not threatening to others or doesn't make them feel belittled, you will get your point across so much more fully than if you took a sort of a stronger stance. So I feel like this week's going to be about softness in your communication, which ultimately will get your point across much more clearly to others because they'll be receptive to your words. So let's see, from the Cosmic Reading Cards deck, this one just popped out the bottom. And again, a lot of blue in this one. And the card that popped out is the 17 card, and it is integrity. So there's a lot of throat chakra energy through the colors, but there's also a lot of sort of third eye energy you can see from the symbolism located in the center of the forehead, a lot of heart chakra energy, but then you do have this area right around the throat that's sort of glowing. So, and that's sort of the feeling I was getting with this, and maybe I wasn't making it as clear as I could have, but about having softness and speaking our truth. That is an energy of integrity. So those are very much complementary. I am going to read from the guidebook for you, partly because I like to offer that just in case certain things resonate differently with each person, but also because this is a new deck that I haven't shown a lot. That way you can get an idea of what it's like. So integrity says to walk with integrity and truth is to walk empowered in spirit. The qualities of this card represent breaking through habits and thought patterns that don't serve your authentic self. Habits and thoughts that leave you feeling guilty and less than who you are. These patterns and emotions serve only to disempower your true potential. This disempowerment is caused by the ego. The ego judges that part of you that lives in the world of habitual patterns and mind games, creating areas of shade. The more it criticizes and judges that shade within you, the more your divine light diminishes. After a period of constant attacks and judgments, you are left feeling deflated and disempowered. Mistakes do happen, and there are times that we all say and do things we wish we hadn't. But instead of criticizing and judging that shade within you, see that part of you as love, light, and compassion. Be gentle with that shaded area and understand that there is a reason why it is dark. With love, shine light to this part in you and truly see what fears lurk at its core. View your fears with compassion and understanding. Love in fullness all that's been hurt and wounded. Now acknowledge the light that is you, the pure divine essence that flows through your every cell. Remember your true divine self. Continue your journey with strength, integrity, and truth. The more you choose to walk in truth and integrity, the brighter your light shines and the more empowered your spirit becomes. And there's an affirmation you can use with this card as well, and it is, I am a warrior of love. With integrity, I walk this path of courage and truth. And this deck also gives associated chakras. So it's solar plexus, which is your center of personal power, heart, and throat. So I'm still getting a lot of throat chakra energy for everyone this week. A lot of speaking with kindness and love toward yourself as well as toward others. So I'm reading a book by Linda Howe. As I mentioned, I just got back from an Akashic Records workshop. And one of the things that's in this book of hers that I'm reading is to answer, like, when you do something toward yourself or toward someone else that displeases you, you don't like it, you're being critical of yourself because you did this, just say, of course you did. Of course that's the way I responded. Of course. I accept that. Of course I responded that way. I can learn from it. I can move on. I can do something differently next time. But of course I responded that way. That is what was logical to my being at that time, and of course I did that. And you would accept this behavior in someone else, you would allow them to learn from it, and you would move on. And do that with yourself too. You know, be more accepting of yourself. So I'm just getting that there's a lot of sort of being kind to ourselves and others coming in this week. Being honest, being fully honest, but not being honest in a way that pushes people away. Being honest in a way that is open and heart-centered and draws people to us instead of pushing them away. So, you know, if you find yourself falling into old behaviors you don't necessarily like, say, of course I behave that way. That's my pattern, but I can change it and I can move forward. And this time I'm going to do this instead and see how that goes for me. So just, you know, it's about open communication, truthful communication, with yourself, and an open and honest dialogue with yourself about your own behaviors as well as toward others. So that's what we're working on this week. If you have any questions, if you have any comments, if you want to talk about anything, please feel free to contact me. You can email me through my website, or you can contact me on Etsy, or just post below and I'll check in. I hope to talk to you all soon.